What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. The Six Nations is just around the corner. Only a couple weekends away now from being able to get into the Six Nations 2024. I've been really enjoying reading your guys' comments on the latest video out on the channel talking about the odds-on favourites and which games you guys are looking forward to the most. But coming along with the Six Nations is something I really enjoy, and I know so many of you guys do too. The fantasy leagues are coming back for the Six Nations. We had about 40 people in last year's Six Nations fantasy, and then in the World Cup it was 140. So going into this year's Six Nations, I'm expecting a lot of you guys fancy getting involved with some more fantasy stuff. So today though, we've also got some bigger news, because we haven't just got one league, we haven't just got two leagues on the go. This year we've got three. I'm trying to branch out a bit more into the fantasy league world. So there's going to be three different things. You can join in. You don't have to join in with all of them if you don't want to. You can join in with one or all of them, however much time you fancy putting into different fantasy leagues and what have you. But we have the SUPERBRU Predictor, which I have on screen for you guys here. We also have the SUPERBRU Fantasy, which I know so many of you guys enjoyed, and there's been some rule changes. Big news around that, so we'll go over that in a second. And then finally, I have also set up one for the official Six Nations one as well. So if you're into a bit more of your general thing, where you've just got like your player prices from a general cost sort of deal, we've got that going on as well. So you can join one, you can join all, you can join none if you don't want to, but it's a lot of fun, so do get involved with it. We're going to go over in the video what each one is, and also how you guys can join in. If you were already signed up to last year's Six Nations or the World Cup SUPERBRU, you should already have an invite in your emails. I've sent it all out, so we'll see how many people are in. I can see already there's a couple of people's names already in here who've already accepted that invite by the time I've sat down to actually film this video. So starting out with the SUPERBRU Predictor then. The Predictor's one of the ones that's probably a little bit easier to get into. Maybe you don't know a lot about rugby, or maybe you just don't have a lot of time to sort of sit down and keep on top of all the sort of player rosters and who's playing on the team sheets each week. The Predictor is just basically, you go round by round, you pick which team you think is going to win that game, and then by how much. So we've got a really easy game here to start us out with. France-Ireland, which way will it go? You go in, you pick a team, let's say Ireland by 5. That's who I think's going to win, and you lock it in. You just go through all your games week by week, and you make your picks. And if your team wins, you get some points. If you get it within the correct margin, you get some extra points. And it's really that simple. It's a fantastic one to get into if you're maybe a bit more of a novice, or maybe if you just don't have the time to sit down and do a full fantasy team. But it is really fun to get involved with. Now, I believe they've changed it a little bit on SUPERBRU about how you can actually find the pool to join in. Now, normally you'd go over to the old tournaments page, go rugby, and you go on the fantasy or the predictor, depending on which one you want to you join in. I think they've changed it a little bit for me because I've already created the pool, but you can just go into your own little dashboard and click on join a pool, and the code you guys will need in order to be able to find our pool will be javaxray. That is what we've got. It's one of the cooler ones we've got, I'll have to say. And then you hit your old search bar, and then boom, there is us, Mad Dragon Predictor. The captain is me. It's the Mad Dragon. That is our league. You can join in. It's open. Invite your friends, invite your family, anyone you want to. It is completely open for anyone to join. Moving on to the SUPERBRU Fantasy League then. This is one of the most competitive sort of fantasy leagues I've ever come across. Anyway, we had 140 of us for the World Cup. Very fun. This is basically where you go through and you build your team from your players on your left-hand side. Out of those 23 players, you build a 15. You'll have 3 players on the bench, and every week you can sub players in and out for free, or you can buy and sell players. Now, they have changed some of the ruling. They didn't have this last year. All of the players actually have a price cap now. They've made it a little bit different. They've made it a little bit more like the actual Six Nations one. You have a salary cap of £100 million, and you have to go through and buy your players from that budget. You can have a maximum of 6 players from a team, so you can still basically build a team out of just 2 teams if you wanted to. In the first round, you have unlimited transfers, and then every round after that, you will have less transfers and stuff. So nice to see that they're switching it up a bit. I'm hoping they've incorporated the bench a little bit more than they did in the original one. But this one is a lot more fun to get involved with. For me personally, I really enjoy building a team of players who I think are going to do well on the weekend, and having to keep an eye on who you've got on the subs bench to sub on each week, and try and keep on track of all your budget and stuff. I really like the fantasy. We've had some fantastic fantasy players in the World Cup. We had people finishing in the top 10 in the world in our fantasy league. So, you know what, it's a tough old pool to get into, but it is super, super fun to join in with. Now, for this one, of course, it'll be the same. You'll have to click on the join a pool. And for this one, you will need a different code. The code for this one is jadetune. So you just go and get the code, head over to join a pool, and then we'll search in there jadetune. Of course, I'll be putting all of these code words down in the description for you guys. And there we have it. There's the fantasy pool for all of you guys to get involved with, and hopefully we get maybe as many as we did for the World Cup. I'm not sure we'll get quite that many, but if we can get the 100 marker again, that would be absolutely fantastic. But it is one of the areas I really, really do enjoy. And then finally, to finish us off, I have created one for the actual Six Nations Fantasy League as well. Now, you don't have to join all of them if you don't want to. I'm trying to branch out and get more people involved, and I know that the official Six Nations one is a bit more general. It's a bit more simplified down. Of course it is. Six Nations want to reach the most people they can, so it's not quite as intense as like the SUPERBRU one. Basically, you start out with your overall budget, which is up here, 240 stars, and over each week you can just buy and sell your players. They all cost a certain amount of stars, and depending on how they get on in the game, I believe, or if they score well or not, their value will increase or decrease. So you can actually end up just slowly losing money. Probably what's going to happen to me. Or you can make some good profit and build a team. You can keep the same team every week if you want to, or you can shift it up. Now, this one is slightly different to the SUPERBRU one because you can only have 4 players from each team in this league, which means you're gonna have to pick players from a losing team. You've got to pick, well, at least 3 from a losing team, which sometimes is what people get around a little bit with the SUPERBRU. They pick only the winning players. You've got to pick a team that's going to lose in this, so it's going to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more spicy. Now, I don't believe there's any codes or anything on how to find this one. You just simply sign up to the Six Nations Fantasy, which I'm sure plenty of you guys already have that maybe don't fancy joining in on the SUPERBRU, and the link for you to join in with my pool will be down in the description of this video. You can go down there and click that link and it should take you in, hopefully invite you in. If it doesn't, drop it down in the comments and I'll very quickly try and find a fixture. I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. This is one that I really don't know a lot about. I'm hoping it's a little bit more generic. They do have a couple of other fun things though, like you can pick your captain. Your captain gets double points in one game, and you also have a super sub. Now, this is a concept I actually really like, that one of your substitutes comes on as a substitute in real life. They get 3 times the amount of points. So if you can get a sub on in the first 5 minutes of like a game, if there's an early injury or an early yellow card or something, they need a replacement in a scrum, you could score some big points with a super sub. I really like that they added that in. That's something I think the SUPERBRU one is actually missing a little bit, is the inclusion of subs and stuff. But really looking forward to giving this one a go, something new, and hopefully getting a few more people towards the channel and doing a bit more with the fantasy. They also have the fixture list on the side, which is nice. You can just go through and see what games are going on. Of course, it will tell you what players are and aren't playing. All of the information for all of the pools, guys, all the codes you need, all the links you need will be in the description of this video. Never click on links in the comment section. I never drop links in the comments, guys, so don't click any links in the comment section. Go to the description of this video. That's where all the links will be. Or obviously, you could just go backwards in the video and find all the codes and stuff you need. Hopefully, we'll see you all for the Six Nations, whether it's on one of the fantasies or all 3 of the things going on for the Six Nations. Obviously, when we get some team announcements and stuff, we'll be covering that as well. And as always, when we get round to do the fantasy as well, we'll be having a video coming out every single Monday where we'll be going over the weekend's games, looking at the world rankings, and also looking at the fantasy. I'm still probably going to do the SUPERBRU on the Monday. I'm actually thinking of maybe doing a separate video specifically for this one, or maybe doing each week going over last week's results and also my team going in for this one, because I don't think I'm going to do particularly well at this one. I just thought it'd be a bit of a laugh. So we might try and create a little bit more content around the fantasy stuff, because it's something I really enjoy, and the channel's kind of become a little bit well known for it because of how many of you guys got involved with the World Cup. But hopefully see you all there, guys. It's a lot of fun. It's free. Why not join in? Make your Six Nations a little bit more exciting. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.